Hey YouTube, Warzone Spidey here, or Matt, also known as Matt. I'm gonna do a quick little review show for you guys here. Most of these came out about a week or two ago, and you've probably seen reviews on them before. But I'm gonna throw my name in the hat for these ones. Uh, Basically, I've been narrowing it down each week. The ones that I really, really want, I'm gonna buy. If I'm not too interested in them, I'll give them another shot. But after the second time, then I kind of let them go. So this is the haul that I've been sticking with since the beginning, basically. So the first one is Batwoman #7, and this is the second issue with Amy Reeder doing art on it, and it is phenomenal. It still it still is one of my favorite books to pick up, and I definitely recommend Batwoman to anybody. The second one is Frankenstein Agent of Shade #7, and these covers are just awesome. I love the Frankenstein covers, and I'd be picking them up just for the covers, but the story is actually a pretty fun read, and it's kind of a lot like Wolverine and the X-Men, but for DC. It's just a really fun read. You don't really have to think too hard on what you're reading about, and that's what we all need sometimes. Sometimes we like a thinker, but most often than not, I think we appreciate this kind of book. So if you're not picking up Frankenstein Agent of Shade, please do. It's awesome. The next one, Punisher #9. This is the conclusion of the last story arc and going into the next story arc, which will be a three-parter with Avenging Spider-Man #6, Punisher #10, and Daredevil #11. And that should be awesome. And Punisher, Greg Rucka is just killing it on Punisher right now. He just is reimagining the character into this whole uh, awesome. I can't even describe it right. It's just awesome. And I don't think Frank Castle spoke till like the third issue or something like that. But it was so good he didn't need to. It was awesome. And this is issue #9, and he hasn't let off the gas. So pick this up, Greg Rucka. Awesome. This one, if it weren't for the last book I'm going to show, this one would have been my pick of the week for sure. This is Swamp Thing #7, and if you've been following Swamp Thing, you know that Alec Holland hasn't been Swamp Thing for a while. He's not like he didn't like it. He wanted away from Swamp Thing. He wanted to just be a human. In this issue, he realizes he was meant to be the Swamp Thing, and it was phenomenal. Scott Snyder, Yannick Paquette are just a match made in comic book heaven. It if you're not, and I'm gonna say that probably about most of the books that I'm reviewing here, if you're not picking up Swamp Thing for sure, please pick it up. You're doing yourself a great disservice by not reading this book, because it's just a phenomenal read, especially issue 7. And I hate to say this is a good jumping off point because issue 1 would have been, but if you haven't picked it up, start with issue 7 because this is just awesome. The artwork, the paneling, it's just so unique and amazing. So pick up Swamp Thing. Awesome. Bernie Wrightson would be proud for sure. Speaking of a fun read, like I said earlier, Wolverine and the X-Men. This is #7. This is the conclusion of the Kitty Pryde pregnancy. And this was just an awesome read. They always are. Every week I look forward to um, getting Wolverine and the X-Men every month. And it same as Punisher, hasn't let off the gas. It's awesome. And very fun read, so be picking this one up, guys. Amazing Spider-Man 681. This is the second part of the Lost in Space saga, so you will, I guess. I thought it was okay. it wasn't bad. The artwork was alright. Storytelling, Dan Slott, of course, you know, it's really good. Um, I thought it was an okay book. I love The Amazing Spider-Man. I'll probably never stop picking it up. But I thought it was okay. It wasn't the best storyline. And I haven't read 682 yet, but I've heard a couple of your guys' reviews, and you guys, I know Ghost Critic said that it wasn't that great either. But I'm still gonna give it a shot. So, Amazing Spider-Man 681, okay. Image released a new #1. This is Hell Yeah. And actually, from Midtown, I ordered a signed comic, but they didn't send it to me. So we wrote them back, and I should be getting that signed comic here in the next couple days. But anyway, Hell Yeah, it was a really, really fun read. I'll probably be picking up #2 just to see how it's going. Basically, it's kind of like Kick-Ass, but better. I don't know. I liked it a lot better than Kick-Ass. So different take on being a so-called superhero. So pick up Hell Yeah. It's a really fun read. Really entertaining. Really good. Finally, after everyone said everything possible about this next book, and I'm not going to say anything different than anyone else has, other than, wow. That's all that's needed. This book is exactly what comic books should be. Artwork was great. Story was, I mean, I read this book, I usually take my time with books. I read this book in probably not even 5 minutes, and it wasn't because it was a quick read. It wasn't. It was a good, solid read. It just was so good, and I've read it 4 times afterwards. And I have twin baby girls, so I don't really have time to read a whole heck of a lot of comics. I made sure I read this 4 more times. It is that good, and it just is that good. So if you haven't picked up Saga, I think last I heard it was sold out, but they're probably going to be doing a second, a third, a fourth, an eighth, a 20th. I don't even know how many printings they'll be doing of this. It's worth every freaking penny that you can to pick up Saga #1. I don't know if I've said anything different than anyone else has, but pick this up. If there could be like a little voice recorder on here, it would say, "Buy me, buy me," because it's awesome. So please pick up Saga. Please pick up Saga. And don't forget, pick up Saga. So, alright guys. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll see you guys later. Oh, and don't forget, pick up Saga.